We're in a cloud contact center. Let's look over the shoulders of some of the people who work here and see their user experiences. This is Lisa. She's responsible for designing and managing call flows, as well as administering the contact center. Lisa will show us how to design and change call flows, and how to create agents. First, let's see how Lisa changes the call flow. She's just been given the task of extending the contact center's opening hours. To do this, she logs in to the Studio application. Once the Studio application is loaded, Lisa opens the appropriate script in the call flow to make her changes. The Studio application allows Lisa to update the call flow. Modifying something in Studio is quite simple. All Lisa has to do to make the necessary changes is to click the correct node. Lisa extends the contact center's current hours of operation from 9 to 5 to 9 to 8 p.m. Then she applies her changes by clicking Save. Lisa has now implemented the company's decision to extend its customer care hours in the contact center. Lisa's next task is to add a new agent. The agent has recently been hired by sales, so Lisa needs to add him to the sales team. Agents are created using OpenScape Cloud Contact Center's central web-based interface. Lisa first logs in to Central. She goes to the Manage tab, hovers over Users, and clicks Create New and Single User. The name of the new agent is John Smith. Lisa adds him to the sales team. He reports to the manager of the sales team, who is Elaine Jones. John's security profile is Agent. His email address is john.smith@sen.com, and this will also be his username. Because John lives in New York, Lisa sets the time zone to Eastern Standard Time. She then clicks Create User to include John in the contact center. OpenScape Cloud Contact Center provides skill-based routing. So before John can support the sales team in the contact center, Lisa has to add the sales skill to John's profile. John will be handling incoming calls for the sales team. Lisa assigns the sales inbound skill to John. John Smith is now included in the contact center as a new agent for the sales team. Thanks for giving us an insight into your job role, Lisa. As one of the agents in the contact center, Mark has direct contact with customers. This means he plays a major role in customer satisfaction. Mark will show us how he handles calls, emails, and chat contacts. Mark logs in with his username and password. To go straight to the agent desktop, he selects Launch Agent upon login before clicking on the Login button. Mark now defines whether he's working as a remote agent or from his office. He has two options. Set Phone Number gives an agent the option of using any phone, whether it's their mobile phone, home phone, or another phone, as their agent phone. Set Station ID can be used if the agent is in the office and has a station ID. Mark is working from home today. He enters the number of his mobile phone and clicks Continue. The agent desktop is displayed. Mark is now visible to the supervisor as an active agent. At the top of Mark's agent desktop, icons are shown for the functions available to him. These include Queue, Phone, Email. Mark can define which icons are to be displayed. He can add or remove them individually, enabling the desktop to be adapted to his own personal requirements and style of working. Mark deletes event log and information icons from his icon bar since he doesn't need these today. Mark also specifies whether he is available or unavailable. The timer on the right shows how long he's been in his current status. He's currently unavailable. Below this, queue information is displayed. We can see that Mark has someone waiting in his personal queue to talk to him. Mark then changes his status from unavailable to available. The screen changes to inbound contact. Once Mark picks up the phone, the status changes to active, showing the party calling. There is also a message. The person calling is Derek Park, a VIP customer. Messages like this provide agents with information about callers. Mark can also start recording calls at any time with just a click of the mouse. The recording is stored in the cloud so that he can listen to it again whenever he needs to. His conversation with Derek has finished, and he hangs up the phone. He's been able to give Derek the information he needed and is now ready for the next call. Mark has switched to unavailable for a while. He'll now show us how he handles email contacts. We can see that there's already a contact waiting in the queue. It's an email. Mark selects Available from the status bar. The email pops up right away, showing when it was received and who it is from. Several options are now open to him. He can transfer the email to somebody else so that they can deal with the query. He can reply to the message himself if he has the relevant information at hand. Or he can forward the email if it was intended for somebody else. If it's spam, he can discard it. Since Mark is acquainted with the product and the information required, he replies to the email. Mark clicks the Send button and is then ready for the next contact. A chat is waiting in Mark's personal queue as an inbound contact. Mark can either accept or reject the chat. He accepts and starts chatting with the customer right away. Mark has the complete chat history at hand. The system has already had initial contact with the customer and has requested their account number and name, which, as we can see, is Derek. When Mark accepted the chat, the system informed Derek whom he will be chatting with. Derek and Mark are now chatting. Once Mark completes his chat session with Derek, he clicks on End to make himself available for the next contact. Thanks, Mark, for showing us how to handle calls, emails, and chats using the Agent Desktop. As you've seen, the easy-to-use Agent Desktop provides all of the functions required to deliver exceptional customer service. So agents can concentrate fully on what really counts: their customers. One of the things David, a supervisor, is responsible for is the workload of the agents and groups. David will show us how he can check which agents are active and whether there are any agents that can help out with some of the busier queues. We'll see how he changes an agent's skills so that they can take calls for other teams. David logs in to the web-based central application with his username and password. He goes to Reports to check how many agents are currently logged in and active. At the moment, 3 agents are active: Tanya and Cora from the sales team and Jeffrey from the support team. Jeffrey is very versatile, so he can help the sales team. To allow him to do this, David has to change Jeffrey's skills so that he can temporarily take calls for sales. David goes to Users, looks for Jeffrey Gregg, and by clicking Jeffrey's name in the list, is given all the information relevant to him. Now, David only needs to go to the Skills tab and add the Sales Inbound skill to Jeffrey's profile so that he can take sales calls. For the time being, sales calls are to have higher priority for Jeffrey than other calls. So David also needs to change the proficiency level for sales calls from medium to high. Jeffrey's able to support the sales team as soon as the new proficiency level has been saved. For David, as the supervisor, adapting OpenScape Cloud Contact Center to the new business requirements of his company is as simple as that. Personnel deployment is in the hands of Tony. He's the Contact Center Workforce Manager. Using OpenScape Cloud Contact Center's workforce management application, powered by Verint, we can quickly balance proper staffing needs with the actual contact volume your contact center receives. Begin by setting up the organization and entering the days and hours of operation. Next, build a comprehensive activities list that includes items such as approved time off, phone and non-phone work activities, and general unavailability. Select Work Rules to define shift options. And here you can manage employee data. Once the proper employees are in place, you can create calendars for agent shifts. Here, specific activities can quickly and easily be assigned to individual agents based upon agent skills and preferences. Make certain that the proper employee data is loaded. Next, select Forecasting to load the volume that is expected for those employees during a specific time period. You can see volume for an individual week or for an individual day. Once volume is set, you select Service Goals and set levels for each queue or skill. Next, you can immediately see how many FTEs will be required to meet the volume and service goals for that scheduling period. Now, select Calendar to display the schedule. With volume and service goals in place, scheduling is very quick, very easy, and automated. From here, you can publish the schedule for all agents, supervisors, and managers to see, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as they have internet access. Schedules can be viewed from a home or office computer or even on a smartphone. Log on to the website to see schedule details. Select specific dates and review the schedules for an entire group, or at the personal level in both text and graphical views. From here, an employee can make requests for time off or shift swapping. They can update personal information and choose when to take time off, by day or by week. An employee can set their schedule preferences, including which day of the week to have off and whether they want to work early or late. Schedulers can choose to favor preferences or not, depending on the needs of the contact center. Workforce management software helps you forecast demand, schedule your resources, and analyze and optimize your workforce to ensure your contact center is delivering a cost-effective yet positive customer experience.